Shabbat Shalom. Welcome everyone to Central Synagogue. That melody is meant to be preparing us that this is in fact getting us very, 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 very close to the High Holy Days. It's supposed to be a joyous melody. I think some of us are having other emotions as we're getting ready, but it will be joyous in the days that are coming ahead, and it prompts us to be doing the work of this season. I'm Rabbi Ari Lorge. I want to introduce my colleagues, Rabbi Mo South, Rabbi Sarah Berman, Cantor Jenna Pearsall, Cantor Dan Mutlu. On our bima is our synagogue president, John May, and Sarah Moss and Michael Gould, wonderful leaders in our community. We also want to welcome all of you who are joining us virtually, a part of our virtual community. We're so glad that you are part of our Shabbat worship tonight. And I want to thank the many teams who make this worship possible, from our security and AV teams, our facilities teams, our incredible music team, and so many others, including our shamashim who are greeting us as we come in. These days, weeks feel like months, and days feel like weeks and seconds, and you get the idea. There's lots of reasons the world is giving us to be attuned to news cycles. But we have work right now, which is to be doing the work of attuning ourselves to the Jewish cycles of time. And you may not know it, but tonight is actually a very important anniversary. One of the most important anniversaries we have as Jews. Tonight is the 25th of Elul, which is when God began to create the world. The tradition asks us, as we mark this moment, to imagine that renewal again. It's going to be a whole new year, a year that is yet to be born, and in this moment, it's as though a whole new world is going to unfold for us. So we might ask, what do we wish for this new world? What promise might it contain? And what will we do to wrestle out blessing as that new world is created all around us in a year that has contained so much pain and difficulty? We await this new year, this new world that is being born tonight. We pray it will be sweeter and that we have some power to make it so. I'm going to ask you to turn your cell phones off so we can give each other the gift of Shabbat, and to make this season sweeter and this Shabbat sweeter, we'll get up and give each other a little bit more of a Shabbat Shalom. Is anybody here for the very first time? Bruchim Habaim, welcome. If your hand's not raised, go greet somebody whose hand was so that we can make sure they feel welcome here. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue with the kindling of our Sabbath lights. It's an honor to call up Anne, Rufaim Konjemi, Yael Shmueli, Pauline Maslinsky, and Mindy Pretner to help us light those Shabbat candles. We'll invite you up now. The bracha, the blessing, is in your Siddur on page 2.
ציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
We continue singing Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat. Psalm 95 is on page 12 in your Sidurim or in your order of service.
לכל נרננה לאדוני נריע לצור אישנו
לכו נרננה to God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation from mountain to sea hear our song. Listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice.
Psalm 96 on page 13 or just below in your order of service.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
D is on pages 20 and 21. We'll sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. On the 9th and final verse, we'll rise together to greet Shabbat as we turn to the entrance to greet her.
מעשה במחשבה תחילה יאללה לך דודי לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה התעוררי עטרת מעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה It's your turn.
The Shabbat Queen in our presence, we turn to page 146, and remain standing for our call to worship.
Ya la 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 la, ya la ya la 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 la, ya la la.
Please be seated. We'll continue reading together on 147 in the Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhmah poteach she'arim uvitvuna mishane etim umachalif et hazmanim umsader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono bore yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים.
In each age we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment we are addressed by the world.
In each moment, we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment, we stand face to face with truth.
In each age, we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment, the knowing heart is filled with wonder.
In each age, the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth.
ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
It's now an honor to call up Lila Bar to the bima so that she can receive her Hebrew name. She can come along with her parents, Miriam and Ben. Please rise. Lila Bar, welcome to your Jewish home. I've been blessed to name two of your sisters, and now I get to name and bless you. This is what we call a rabbinic hat trick. We are going to welcome you into the Brit, into the covenant between God and the Jewish people. You're going to receive this name in front of a very special Torah scroll, a scroll that is intertwined with your family's story. It's seen some of the darkest chapters of our people's history, an incredible new hope born since those moments. It'll be witness to this moment along with Sophie here. You will be known in the house of Israel as Lila Bar Bat Binyamin Miriam. Your parents are incredible examples of Jewish leadership and menschlichkeit, and they have named you for special ancestors. Lila is after your great-great-aunt, Libby Frank. She was a constant fixture in your mom's life, who never missed an occasion to be close to her family. She was a glamorous, independent, strong woman. Whether she was playing golf or going out, her outfits were, as your mom said, on point. You've gotten that from her too. But her family focus and the way that she cared for her mother showed a strength of character and deep-heartedness that continues to be a legacy in your family. And Bar is after your great-grandfather Bernard, a Princeton professor and accomplished mathematician who overcame the prejudice of academia and his humble upbringing to make a space so that he could contribute his learning to the world. He lived with your mom for a time, making a big impression on her. In addition to being the most overqualified math homework helper, she remembers the way that he would just sit for long stretches of time. And then your great-grandmother would ask, "Bernard, what are you thinking?" "I'm just thinking," he would say. Your parents hope that from him you carry forward a curiosity that will push you to explore and discover new ways of looking at things. And you, like all of your sisters, have a Hebrew name that is the same as your English name, representing your parents' hopes for a unified identity, not an English name and a Jewish name, but one name that will be yours. We know you will add your glorious chapter to the story of strength and hope and love. And so I am going to offer you this same blessing. We say, Yivarechecha o Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom, shalom, ken yehi ratzon. And we say mazel tov, and may you go from strength to strength and keep finding your voice. Please be seated. We're on page 152. We continue singing Hashkivenu. As we sing this prayer that asks for shelter, we think especially of those storm-tossed who are through Helene's path or on its way, and pray that they'll know that sheltering presence and that peace and safety.
Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds,
I know someday it'll all turn around because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, oh, one day, one day, one day. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Hamideinu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Hamideinu malkeinu lechaim.
One day, one day, one day, oh, one day,
Tefillah begins on page 155, 155. I'll invite you to please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Negomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei HaKol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים, אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, תומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סנה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We'll take time now to continue silently. Tefillah continues through page 167. You can also use this time for your personal prayers and meditations. You may remain standing or be seated.
ואני אשיר עוזך וארנן לבוקר חסדך כי היית משגב לי ומנוס ליום צר לי ואני אשיר עוזך וארנן לבוקר חסדך כי היית משגב לי ומנוס ליום צר לי עוזי אליך אזמרה אזמרה עוזי אליך אזמרה אזמרה אני אשיר עוזך וארנן לבוקר חסדך כי היית משגב לי ומנוס ליום צר לי עוזי אליך אזמרה אזמרה עוזי אליך אזמרה ואני אשיר עוזך וארנן לבוקר חסדך כי היית משגב לי ומנוס ליום צר לי
On Tu B'Av, the Jewish Valentine's Day about a month and a half ago, Elia Cohen's girlfriend, Ziv Aboud, set up a romantic dinner for two on the beach in Tel Aviv. 2 glasses of wine, 2 place settings, a gorgeous red dress. She was totally prepared for the romantic holiday. The only thing missing was Elia. The last time Ziv saw Elia, they were at the Supernova Music Festival. He had bought the ring he was going to propose to her with. He hasn't gotten the chance. Elia has been missing somewhere under Gaza for 357 days. Please join me in praying for Elia, for Ziv, for all those missing a loved one in this ongoing conflict. Our prayer for Israel and the captives is on your order of service. Eternal God, we ask your blessing for the state of Israel and all who live there. At this time of war and loss, give strength to the bereaved and bind up the wounds of the injured. Grant wisdom and vision to the leaders of the region. Holy One, have mercy and compassion on all innocents who suffer in this ongoing war. Grant strength and shelter to the thousands who are displaced in Israel and Gaza. Inspire the hearts of our brothers and sisters held captive to keep holding out hope. Please, eternal source of life, Bring them out from darkness and the shadow of death. Release them, redeem them, bring them home, and let us say, Amen. The days are getting shorter. As of this week, each day has had less daylight than darkness. In the dark, it is harder to feel connected, to feel resilient, to feel well. So we bring our own light, our prayers, into this dark. For those who are ailing in body or spirit, we offer this spark of light in our Misha Berach prayer. This week, the Central Synagogue community prays for Sherry Kaplan, Carolyn Belfer, Marjorie Lentz, and Julia Berv Dalgard. I invite you to add the names of your loved ones in need of our prayers now. Misha Berach, our prayer for healing, is on your order of service.
מי שברך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. מי שברך אמותינו, שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל.
Yes, it's darker out. It's dark outside the windows right now. But we do still have sources of light and energy around and ahead of us. So if I say something that's true for you this week, please rise and stay standing until we are all standing in celebration together. If you are becoming bat or bar mitzvah this weekend on this Shabbat, yes, Maya? Miles, please rise. And if you love someone becoming B'nai Mitzvah this weekend, please rise. Your whole families are welcome to stand. If you celebrated a birthday in the week before or the week ahead, I invite you to rise. Happy birthday. If you, hey, there he is. Both of them. No, just standing in solidarity. If you celebrated an anniversary or are about to celebrate an anniversary, Mazel Tov, or a friend-iversary, or my very favorite, a pet-iversary. If it is your first time here, please rise. If you enjoyed this week seeing our leaves turning red or yellow, please rise. If you enjoyed seeing brake lights turn red in our UN General Assembly traffic, please rise. I'm just kidding. Not one of us is glad of that. And if you're looking forward to the opportunity for fresh starts that come with our new Jewish year starting next week, if you're not already standing, please rise. And if you are just glad to be together for Shabbat, please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
We stay on our feet to welcome Torah into our midst.
Sheberakim gam yachad, 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 Sheberakim gam yachad.
Well, that feels impossible to follow. Please be seated, either in your seat or in a friend's seat, really whatever appeals to you tonight. Next week, that's when we have assigned seats, but not tonight. Rabbis are impartial observers, not swayed by fashion or fad. As Jewish authorities, our job is not to play favorites, except for when it comes to college football team Go Badgers. We don't prefer one prophet over another. Miriam and Moses both have strong messages to share. We don't favor one holiday over another. Passover, Purim, they're both great. And we don't support one sandwich over another. White fish salad and pastrami both have their strengths. But when it comes to Torah portions, it takes a stronger rabbi than me to remain impartial. Some parshiot are just better than others. And this week's, your Torah portion for your B'nai Mitzvah, this might be my favorite. It is Parashat Nitzavim, deep in the book of Deuteronomy. Moses is once again promising and threatening and cajoling us into brit, covenant, with God and our people. I make this covenant with its sanctions, not with you alone, says Moses, in behalf of God. This covenant is made both with those who are standing here with us this day before Adonai, our God, and with those who are not here with us this day. What does it mean to make a brit with those who are not here with us this day? Hundreds of interpretations over thousands of years, including Rashi and Ibn Ezra and Nachmanides, me last year, the giants of rabbinic scholarship, felt that this meant that all of the Jewish people who were yet to come. They say God was including the generations not yet born so that today we would all feel included in and responsible for our sacred covenant. It's very nice. But there's an earlier tradition, one that takes a slightly different tack. Midrash Tanhuma, another ancient interpretation of Torah, suggests that those who are not with us here this day includes all people, including those who existed in the past, together with those in the present and those yet to be in the future. In its commentary, the Midrash teaches that every soul, from Adam to the end of the world, was formed in the 6 days of creation, and that all of them were present in the Garden of Eden and at the time of the giving of Torah, as it is said, with those who are standing here with us this day, and also with those who are not here with us this day. A place where all the souls ever to be created exist together is one of our visions of Olam Haba, the world to come. Afterlife or heaven aren't exactly the right terms, because in this place, the souls of those who have been can mingle with those whose lives have yet to be. This midrash from the ancient world was brought to sparkling and breathing life by Dara Horn in the final chapter of my favorite book, her novel, The World to Come. She describes a paradise of learning and gathering, of arguing and trying, a place where we gain wisdom as we are shaped by ancestors and descendants we will never know in life. And then, when it comes time for us to be born, we get booped on the lip, forget all the wisdom we have gained, and emerge squalling into the world. That's where the little dip on our lips comes from. That olam haba, that world to come, exists for each of us, even if we can't remember it while we live our lives here on earth. We started there. Eventually, we will return there in a cycle of love and comfort and belonging. As in so much of Jewish tradition, this midrash has more than one mission. It comforts us when we think of our loved ones who are no longer with us, giving us a sense of peace when we think of them reunited with other loved ones past, or sharing the lessons they learned with generations to come. There's magic in imagining this commingling of generations in this time travel of the Spirit. But this world to come also contains, hidden inside of it, another kind of magic. It contains a gentle invitation, a call to awareness and action in this world, here and now. It invites us to hear tonight's Torah portion and not only see ourselves among the generations before, standing with them in Eden or at Sinai, but it invites us also to see all those generations that came before and those yet to be, as if they are standing here with us right now. How might we live our lives differently if we saw ourselves always surrounded by ancestors and descendants? If we saw our words and deeds as chances to show all of those personal witnesses what we've learned and how we're growing? How might we live our lives differently if we saw this world as our world to come? If our ancestors and our descendants could see us and accompany us, we could show what we've learned from our ancestors' examples, their strengths amplified and maybe their shortcomings mitigated in us. We could offer our own victories and our own weaknesses as honest lessons to our descendants for them to learn from. I love this Torah portion because it offers us so much wisdom and also so much space for interpretation, for bringing ourselves into this text. In my reading, my interpretation, this parasha gives us the encouragement we need not to wait until some perfect afterlife, but to see the world we have as a place of connection and inspiration. In this parasha, we are told, Lo vashamayim hi. It is not in heaven. It is not beyond the seas. It, the presence of all of the generations, our ability to act in ways that keep them always with us, is here in our hearts. All we need to do is remember, call the generations to mind, and invite them into our words, our actions, and our lives. We read Parashat Nitzavim twice each year. Once, this Shabbat, on the threshold of the new year, and again, once we've passed over the new year, on Yom Kippur morning. When you hear this parasha again on Yom Kippur, might you be able to call the generations to you so that you are standing all together? Not you with them back at Sinai, but them with you here and now. Not in heaven, not across the seas, but here in your heart. And standing all together, you can choose to speak the words and take the actions that you and all of your generations will recall with satisfaction and joy when one day you return to the world to come. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi Berman, for your beautiful drash. And now we get to hear Rabbi Sarah Berman's favorite Torah portion chanted aloud. You could follow along if you'd like in our larger Torah volumes on page 1538. It's on the right side, 5 lines down. And for the honor of the Aliyah, it is my pleasure to call up Miriam, Allen, and Noah Herman to the Bima.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarah.
Start from the beginning,
Baruch le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher anu b'kol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Leman hakimotcha hayom lo le'am vehu yelecha lelohim ka'asher diber lach v'chasher nishba lavotecha le'Avraham li'Yitzchak u'Yaakov ve'lo itchem levadchem anochi koret et haberit hazot ve'et ha'ala hazot ki et asher yeshno po imanu meid hayom lifnei Adonai Eloheinu ve'et asher einenu po imanu hayom.
Asher natan lanu et Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Please rise. V'zot ha'torah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael. Avi Adonai b'yad Moshe.
We return to our prayer books to page 282 in the middle of the page for Aleinu.
Aleinu
Shabeach
l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה יוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא Shemei Rabbah.
I'm on page 288. Merritt Malloy's poem that teaches, when I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men who wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands, and by letting go of children that need to be free. For love doesn't die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. This Shabbat, we remember with love these dear ones who have died within the past 30 days. Linda Bernstein, Jean Hodges, Barbara Jason, Barbara Kahn, Robin S. Rubenstein, Dennis Sadow, Marvin Schlachter, Nancy Silbert, and Annie Sermon. And we remember with love these dear ones whose yard sites occur at this season: Adele Astian, Benjamin Ballett, Fritz Bamberger, Kathy Ellen Barron, Stephen Barron, Leonard Beer, Edward Blitzer, Mark Brisman, Helen Brodsky, Lois Cartmel, Johanna Saraceno, Mia Corton, Marion Talaznik, Schneiderman Elman, Elise Falkoff, George Feynman, Jerome Flink, Ethel Freeman, Gertrude Friedman, Rosemary Furman, Doris Gable, Fred Gabler, Shirley Goldsmith, Michelle Morris Goldson, Natalie Gorin, Edith Gottelf, Shirley Gottfried, Beverly Green, Edmund Greenwald, Michael Gray, Joseph Gerwin, Myron Heifetz, Maria Elena Edrobel Kaufman, Marshall Hockhauser, I. Lewis Hoffman, Rita Emergut, Jane Jones, Sophia Kaftal, Carol Kahn, Renee Kaplan, Emery Klein, Sidney Kreiser, Lily Kubin, Loris Kane, Mervyn Lazovsky, Shirley Lightman, Ruth Levy, Howard Levy, Bernard Lichtenstein, Stanley Miller, Gloria Nahum, Abraham Nathan, Myron Oppenheim, Helen Palevsky, Roy Plotkin, Doris Rakoff-Saylor, Samuel Resnick, David Roman, Simon Roman Goldstein, Stanley Rosenbaum, Enid Rosenbaum, David Schoenfeld, Richard Schoenberg, Anita Shapiro, Jeffrey Silverman, Phyllis Silverman, Marcia Smith, Celia Starkman, James Steinberg, Lila Stern, Rita Stitzer, Robert Sudi, and Jacob Wallach. If it's within the first week since the death of your loved one, we'll invite you to rise in their loving memory. If it's within the first 30 days since the death of your loved one, we'll invite you to also rise. If you're within the first year since the death of a dear one, we'll invite you to rise. And if you're observing a yard site, remembering your loved one this Shabbat, we'll invite you to rise. We say, Zichronam Livracha. Their memories will always be for blessing. As we invite the entire community to join those standing as we turn to page 294 for the sacred words of Mourner's Kaddish.
Yitkadav Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, V'yomad Yivrach Yirtei V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chayachon V'yom Echon, V'chayed Echol Beit Yisrael,
Ba'agalav Yisman Kariv Yimru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam Umei Omaya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh. Yithadar V'yitalev V'yitalav Shemei Kusha Richu Le'olam Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tishmachata V'nechamata Damiram B'yama V'yimru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru. Amen. Osei Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru. Amen.
Ose shalom, ose shalom, b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ose shalom, ose shalom, b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imeru.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Zach Leitner, and I'm a student in this year's confirmation class at Central Synagogue. Following services, we hope that you'll join us downstairs in the pavilion for our Oneg Shabbat. Mazel Tov to our B'nai Mitzvah, Maya and Miles. Please join us on the Bima. We also invite all kids under the age of bar/bat mitzvah to come up to the Bima to help us lead the Kiddush and Motzi blessings. The Kiddush can be found on page 5 of our prayer books. If you are here from LCLJ, please don't forget to sign at the back.
We sing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom tehila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodesh be'ahava uvratzon hinchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
As the cantor's getting the challah ready, I just want to let you know tomorrow at 9:30 we have a Mishkan service in the lobby across the street. We're going to be honoring those whose children have recently left the house. So if you're an empty nester and you want to join us for that service, we invite you to do so.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
We close with Adon Olam, page 321, or in your order of service.
Adon olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra, leit nasa v'chefzo kol azai melech shemo nikra. Ve'acharei Shabbat Shalom.